Welcome
Cool.
to the Big Tort podcast, episode 1, with Ethan and Felix. Okay, so we're going to start off with some conspiracy theories.
Alright.
Because just love those.
Love these shit. Love that shit, yeah.
Are the Rothschilds running the world?
Okay, now, so, Felix,
No.
I want you to begin. Please tell me what you think about it, and I would love to refute. I would love to refute on that. Alright, he refuses to speak. Now, the evidence for the Rothschilds, it goes to claims that they spark around on TikTok. It was a big... Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold on.
Harvey. I don't think they control the world.
Hello?
I mean, they own a whole bunch of banks. They don't really own much else.
Yeah,
They don't really hold... Yes, they don't really hold much else other than banks.
Yeah, and money and loans are obviously hugely influential, right? But one family cannot rule the whole world. It's just, it couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And they obviously have like huge amounts of power in the family, and they're very influential, but I can't imagine it being as powerful as it claims, that they basically can influence your every action.
I think that,
so
when it comes to Rothschilds, now, obviously, it came from TikTok, which sprung up a lot. 2022, the 1960s song. I would say, do I think they have more power than that is projected? Yes. Do I think that they are as do I think they dominate the world with $500 trillion in assets? No. Okay, because like there's companies like BlackRock, Vanguard. They are essentially what is so. When Joe Biden left office, right, he started talking about an oligarchy, right, forming in the United States with the election of Trump and all that, right. They don't mention the fact that they're basically already oligarchy, and oligarchy always forms from a capitalistic system if it goes above the baselines of capitalism, right? So there's obviously BlackRock, Vanguard. There is Big Pharma, Big Oil, like the petroleum companies.
What are you defining by Big Pharma?
Big Pharma, the massive pharmaceutical companies that control mainly the American medical industry. Obviously, with the British are not affected. They've got the NHS, which the NHS isn't exactly,
we'll get into that.
But anyway, no, the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds are not. They are more powerful than what is projected, but they are not the sole dynasty of the world.
So, you were talking about big pharma there.
All right.
Do you think that they were lying about some of their products?
I think
especially steroids.
No, I think that Big Pharma has multiple agendas, one of which is money making, right? I think that there's likely been a cure to cancer that's been found that that the general public cannot. Shut up. Right, anyway, that the general public cannot access because in the elite size they're seen as commoners. They are meant to be controlled, and they are eventually.
I wouldn't even say it's in the elite side. I'd say that once you cure cancer, and there's a cures for certain, there won't be one cure, right? But
also they can't capitalize off of cancer at that point.
Yeah. I'd say that's more what would be happening than the elite's controlling, right?
That is still a form of control, though. It's a form of financial control because you're constantly paying for these treatments, these chemos, when there's actually already a cure out there, which can absolutely annihilate all the cancer cells in wherever system is affected, right?
Yeah, but I do think capital then control. Like they probably do have cures for loads of types of cancers, but they won't, because the capital they gain off chemotherapies and all that is just so vast.
Exactly, and I would say with general illnesses as well, I would say they are deliberately watered down, and the costs are pent up so that you're on a cost. Also health insurance. At some point, especially in the United States. The United States is the breeding ground for the breeding ground of capitalism, and at that point, it is actually, I would say, worse of an oligarchy than what Russia is. I would say.
No, because there is still an idea of an American dream, right? Where you can go from rags to riches. Well, in Russia, you kind of have to be born rich to stay rich.
In Russia, I suppose, but then if you think about the sheer liquidity of America, look at the GDPs of this 35 trillion compared to what 1.8, right? That's the sheer difference.
There's no doubt that it is the biggest economy in the world by a huge bit,
yeah,
right?
That's the point. Yeah, and the US debt national debt, by the way, isn't actually debt. You know that.
What do you mean?
It's just constant refinanced payments that never really need to get paid ever. It just kind of slightly depends on
what's the US national debt is. Well, what do you call it?
It's actual liquid. Well, actually, pure solid debt. Yeah.
It's also government debt, right? So, at 99% of the time, they just the government is just paying the interest off the loan. It's not actually. It won't ever pay the loan back. Like.
Mm-hmm. That's like with adding
the UK's in a crazy amount of debt to other countries and banks, but they never actually pay the loan back. They just pay the interest of the loan.
I would say that kind of gets to the point. We can get to that point later of why I think Britain should not have ever entered World War II. But anyway, Adam, what were you? Any other questions?
You're talking about like medicine, things like that.
Medicine.
So with the current state of the NHS, do you think that we should, put more funding in it, or should we just let it go?
I think we should entirely revamp the NHS, and I think that comes with a change in government, right? The Commons should know that Reform UK is controlled opposition, right? I actually think they are. It's the same way you have different clubs of parties, right? So in Russia, right, you've got the Socialist and Conservative Club of the United Russia, which is Putin's party. You've got the Progressive Democrats. You've got the flagging country.
Yeah, but also in Russia, the ballot is practically controlled.
Yeah, no, but in America,
and they only have a ballot every 20 years.
I think Reform UK is a semi-independent version of the same way Republicans have their separate factions and Democrats have their separate factions and parties. Reform UK is just a faction with more voting power, I think. So, I think that Jeremy Corbyn, he's a fucking socialist. That won't work. I think.
Yeah, I think Jeremy Corbyn party will be amazing.
That's complete. At least he's honest about his socialism. I think that
socialism beats democratic socialism beats capitalism every time.
There you go. I would say, I would say more. Say more of a. Oh, okay, he's muted. I would say actually, I liked what he was saying to me. I would say more. Instead of democratic socialism, I would use, and it's going to sound stupid here, but the word social democracy. I know I've just flipped it around, but it's the same way as national socialism and social nationalism. They're two different things. Social democracy. That's basically Tony Blair's Labour. That works. I would say. I would say Tony Blair's Labour. If that's kind of what you're referring to.
Tony Blair's Labour.
It was very good. It was good. It was brilliant.
No, they removed Article 9 of their manifesto, which they nationalised the rail, gas, electric, and air. Yeah,
Still, Tony Blair was a fantastic Prime Minister. Apart from the war in Iraq, Clement Attlee, he was something, I would say. I was going to say, I think that there should be an entire revamp. I would say there should be a party that centres around, I would say social libertarianism. I would say in terms of economy, I would say key industries should be. There's actually something. I'm going to pivot from healthcare for a minute, right? I'm going to go into more other things, right? I'm going to go into the groceries and all that as well. I think that some certain groceries should be government provided, right? I would say like a food and bread, like a bread and water program where basically the army takes over. The army takes over companies like Warburton's and all that. And
that would never happen.
I would say it becomes like it more becomes like a public service. But I don't think
those
companies should necessarily have an option.
I can't see that ever happening, right?
It won't ever happen. I just think it's a good idea.
I also can't agree with that because there would always be it wouldn't be good nutritious stuff. It would be the cheapest ingredients with the least calorific output towards you, and it just wouldn't help.
So you're saying that bread program would basically just be the council house of food.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
No, because council houses are one of the best things they ever have in the UK.
I mean, fair enough.
I mean, obviously the people that inhabit the council houses aren't exactly
affordable. No, Ethan, that's a minority. Affordable housing is the best thing possible for the UK, especially at the moment. People who are actually grateful of the house they get from the government care for it and make it amazing.
But Adam, on your point about the NHS, I think it should be entirely revamped under a new governmental system. I don't think any of the parties.
I think if we put more money into it, it would cut the wait times. All the big issues.
I think there's other ways. I think there's other ways you can put a wee bit more money into it, but then there's other ways governmentally that you can solve the waiting crisis. And I
don't think it should be revamped. I think it should be remanaged and reworked.
Yeah.
And refunded. And I think the Labour government could do that. They just have to stop lining the pockets of themselves and their own MPs and actually pay taxes. Angela Rayner
she resigned.
Actually pay taxes to Prime Minister, which go towards NHS.
You can cut the waiting times. You can cut the strikes, which is amazing because strikes are just such a big thing. Take up so much money.
The only way to cut strikes is actually to pay
more money. Yeah, fair pay.
Junior doctors are paid a good wage, right? But they're also overworked and stressed.
Yeah, that's the same. Same with the nurses too. Nurses are overworked.
See, when it comes to when I was talking about bread, right, Felix, you know when you said they would give you minimal caloric output and all that, right? Most governments are held to account by the international community. Do you not think that would be something that would be highlighted in maybe a UN summit, a UN conference that, the British government is taking over the bread companies, yet these people aren't really earning or gaining anything themselves.
There was nothing said about the bread lines in communist Russia when all the people were starving to death because the bread they were getting, wasn't enough, and two,
that's because the Soviet Union. That's because the Soviet Union wouldn't actually listen to any sort of criticism. They wouldn't change any of it.
You think Britain would?
Yeah, I would say. I think the British wouldn't get themselves into that position.
No, the British government.
Communism fundamentally doesn't work.
Yeah, well, that's not true. And
communism does not work.
No, communism fundamentally works. Communism in practice doesn't work. But thingy, the British government. The British government is too. The British people are way too self-absorbed to receive criticism and take it. Loads of British people still think we are the best country in the world, and the British government, half of them still think Britain is the best country in the world and that Britannia rules.
So,
on that point, what would you say? Go on.
Can I build on your bread thing? I feel like Britain shouldn't take over the bread companies. I think they make their own bread or make their own kind of food bank system. Instead of doing that,
you think a government-run food banks that exists?
I think that would be good. I think that'd be better.
Yeah, but government food banks aren't the quality.
It doesn't matter about the quality. It matters to the masses. That
I would say it matters. I would say it matters more that they get fucking food and they're not starving.
Yeah. No, but
to be fair, the cheapest of the cheap things.
From the government.
Be good.
No, from the government, you can't expect fucking 5-star.
It should be healthy. No, I'm not saying 5-star. But I'm saying it should be healthy. It should be calorific.
It will be healthy.
It isn't.
It's not healthy. It's just better than just a loaf of bread.
It's stale bread.
The point is
people
are. Well, it's not going to be out of date.
Well,
beef. It's just going to be. It's just going to be
food
bank
statement
stuff.
on the country that could be changed.
Whatever you would find in a food bank, you'd find.
At this moment, the country can't be changed.
No, we have horrible leaders. But I don't want to go into that.
Change your leadership. We could really get into that, but
there's no good.
Don't want to. It's fine.
I have no insight about it. But
right, what's in it?
So there's that. So another thing is, Ethan, I know you have you know a lot about this. Do you think that we took Brexit far enough?
Brexit.
Yeah.
Well, what you're asking here is now you're asking you're asking a question which was a set task. Did we leave the European Union, or did we leave the European Union too much? That doesn't really make sense.
No.
But
was the idea and process and delivery and after effects of Brexit too much, or did we not like apply it enough? Should we have left Europe even more than we already had?
No, I think if we left Europe, any more than they even had, then the economic isolation would have been worse. I think that you realise, by the way, that Brexit wasn't something that exactly wanted to happen, right? David Cameron, he put it out there thinking that it would be an overwhelming no, and he could say, "Well, I tried."
They didn't.
And he left. He left his office.
That's not true. That's not true. No political.
Literally what my lecture said.
When?
He's fucking mentioned it twice. He said it yesterday when I was sitting there.
And what's his credentials that back us up?
Well, I mean, we were teaching a fucking Parliament college course, and we went into the European Union, so and the effects of Brexit, because we're kind of trying to be police officers here, or lawyers maybe.
I mean, police officers don't really Brexit, but I think we took Brexit like way too far. I don't think we should have left the European Union.
No, neither.
Economically, we're no worse. Socially, we're no worse.
Yeah. It's not ended great.
And immigration's not worse due to that, because there's no longer legal, more safe, and better ways to immigrate in Europe.
Talking about immigration, do you think we should kick out all the immigrants?
Oh, no, not all. No,
not at all. They should kick out barely any.
That's a horrible idea.
They should only kick out the ones.
Your exceptions.
Criminals.
Yeah, criminal illegal migrants should be already criminals, by the way, when they come to the country.
I personally don't think illegal. Loads of those illegal immigrants. Loads of those illegal immigrants are coming.
There are parameters. Yeah,
they are definitely going to die.
They're coming out of desperation. They shouldn't have to. There's a way of which someone in a situation can't necessarily.
How do you decide that desperation?
How do you decide the desperation? Say that they are starving and they have just left the Assad government to make their way. Well, on that note, why is it? This is just general question, right? Why do they pass countries like Italy, France, or even Belgium to get here? Like, there's a lot of developed countries they could go to there.
Because in Britain, everyone has fast car.
No, the quality of life here is better.
That was that wasn't actual
statement. Country.
That was an actual thing that a Sudanese man said on a GB News thing. But
what? No, GB News is the worst news source by a mile. Are you being real?
It's definitely staged.
No, it's not that. I'm saying that there's no political statement from what I'm saying here. I'm saying that is actually a quote from a GB News source that a man did actually. I watched it. A man did actually say, "England dream they have nice car and rich." So there's clearly something being painted over in these countries, which makes Britain look some sort of first class.
Well, maybe in comparison to France. Britain has a higher quality of life than Italy, for example, where they are. Italy is nowhere near as rich, well off of the country as the UK.
What about France? Even Germany? Then they could cross the border.
Loads of illegal immigrants in Germany.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's easier going there than.
Yeah, there's more immigrants immigrating into Germany than the UK.
Yeah.
GB News is lying to you, Ethan.
It's not that fucking frequent GB News. So they can wake up every fucking morning and pray to my picture on Nigel Farage while shouting, "Stop the fucking boats!"
It's kind of sound like you are.
Oh. Well, no. I'm just stating a quote.
It's not actually like you are, right? But GB News is the worst news source in the UK by a mile.
Are you sure that's not just your political opinion being projected on me? Same way you would hate Fox News, and I wouldn't like CNN very much.
No, they talk rubbish.
Yeah,
they use stupid debate tactics, asking yes and no questions on complex ideas like, is the English flag racist? Yes or no?
Yes,
the English flag, saying is in some contexts it definitely is.
Come on, the girl that wore the Union Jack dress to fucking Culture Day should not have been banned from that.
No, she was banned from it because she made a speech about how English culture is the most important, that we shouldn't be celebrating these other cultures of these immigrants. That's why she was kicked out of school. GB News pick it up as
the Prime Minister. I'm pretty sure the Prime Minister took the girl's side.
Well, that's because there was a backlash. The Prime Minister didn't.
I'm sure the Prime Minister took the wee girl's side. I mean,
yeah, because there would have been backlash if the wee girl didn't. GB News defended the girl in Dundee who was wielding a machete and a knife, threatening these two immigrants.
There was a statement. Fucking somebody made that. I think it was actually Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes made that. No. It's pretty niche, right? And this isn't even political. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure Nick Fuentes made a comment on that video in Glasgow about the two girls that went to our school. I remember the two girls that went to our school that fucking attacked some black guy.
No way.
I swear to you, Nick Fuentes made a comment on that.
Right, okay, but Nick Fuentes.
I'm just saying that's fucking niche, right?
He talks a load of fucking rubbish.
I'm just saying that's pretty fucking niche. But anyway,
that is okay.
It mentions something. I swear. About Scottish getting attacked by two girls. Or something like that.
All right.
Or reversed. But I can't remember. Anyway. Adam, any other questions?
Yeah, you're on about the boats earlier. Do you think we should patrol the channel more than what we do already?
Patrol the channel more is in...
No, it's not like there's fucking 10,000 immigrants coming in daily.
No, it's just like...
What is immigrant counter daily?
They can't know.
I'll find that. You guys keep talking.
No, they can't know. No, they can't know how many immigrants are coming in daily. Otherwise, then they wouldn't be coming in.
We should like make some sort of average to it. I mean,
no, but no, they wouldn't be coming in if the immigrants were coming in daily. Like,
okay, so for the first half of this year, it's saying that gov.uk has reported 49,000 irregular arrivals.
Since the start of the year.
Mm-hmm. Since the start of the year. Now that's
that's nothing.
That's what they've specifically registered, though.
Oh come on, that I mean, registers in they've managed to find them.
Isn't that big of a problem in the UK? It is way overthought in the UK. Like news sources like GB News.
I mean, in 9 months, 47,000 is something I'd be willing to overly accept. Hold on. Is it really? Hold on.
So, yeah, 47,000 what boats landed is what they're saying.
Oh, boats landed. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Right, okay. You need to times that number a bit then.
That's a lot.
Yeah, by maximum of 5, which is 200,000 people, which isn't even that's negligible in the grand scheme of the UK. That's nothing.
Right, 88,700 applications were made.
44.
Relating to 111,100 people. Personal figures for the whole year 2020. Okay, 24. It was 948,000. So that's like nearly 1 million people. Okay.
No, there was not 1 million illegal immigrants in the UK.
In 2024, provisional figures for the whole year 2024 showed 948,000 people.
But applied or immigrated?
That's provisional, so I'm assuming applied because it's kind of what provisional means.
That makes like what? I could apply to live in Swaziland tomorrow, but it doesn't mean I've immigrated there.
I mean, provisional figures. I don't know. I think it's people that plan to stay in the UK for a year. So that again, not even that bad of a fucking number.
It's not.
Except, Adam, 43,000 arrived in small boats, so the numbers are even less.
Yeah, that was
English, Adam. English.
40,000
people. I didn't say it was specifically boats. I said like irregular arrivals.
No, but a couple of minutes ago.
1,000
boats singularly. But anyway, any other points that that is actually not negligible numbers. Anyway, continue.
Well, I feel like I actually don't know what I feel about the channel. It's not really something I have a lot of insight on. I think another question was that do you think that we're being invaded by Muslims?
No.
Invaded?
No.
As in... Okay, no.
No.
Yeah, but not at all.
Mexicans aren't invading the United States. Guatemalans aren't invading the United States. It's the same sense. So no.
No, not like fully fledged war. I mean like.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like,
yeah,
so,
I know.
Right,
no,
what else, Adam?
Keep going.
Next cue.
So done that. Let's do some conspiracies now. I know you like to get into those.
Yeah.
Do you think that the American government, not just the American government, do you think any governments are hiding anything from us, like aliens, etc.?
No, I don't think they're hiding aliens.
I would say.
Aliens don't matter.
Extraterrestrial life, maybe.
I don't think it's aliens. I think it might be something else, like experimental weapons.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah
I know they have a working jetpack.
Adam, the United States military can't just come out and say like, "Oh, we're making the Niagara Destroyer 5000."
Okay.
I mean that. Didn't mean that.
Mate.
I didn't mean that.
I can censor it. It's fine. Nothing happened.
But yeah, no. Of course, they don't fucking. They're not going to document every weapon they ever make, or trying to make. So yeah, of course.
Like
more conspiracy.
I think that Area 51 might just be something to like distract us from where the real stuff is.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree.
There's only that. Have you ever heard of any other like big American military base that's been mentioned so much to Area 51?
Well, yeah, I would assume it's probably
some
sort of distraction at that point. I mean,
it must be.
Well, there's not to be sure. Well, nah. Actually, no point in saying that. Anyway,
so another.
Anything else?
So another conspiracy was: do you think 9/11 was an inside job? I know we went on about this last time.
No
way.
I will say it's no. I would say I can't put a definitive answer on it, but I will say that there are benefits that certain people gained from it. Okay, I would say Israel's neighbours were weakened as a result of 9/11 because at that point, in their eyes, they could use the US empire to take down their enemies, right? And sanction their enemies, Iran. So, sanction is for Iran, right? Anyway, I would say, I think there was maybe intentions of, I would say that there was intentions from Osama bin Laden, right? But, I would say no, but people gained from it. So there you go. That's my answer.
It's quite obviously not an inside job.
It's
complete bullshit.
You can say that people did gain from 9/11 though.
People have gained from it. I don't think it was an inside job.
I would probably say there was
from it, right? It was an inside job.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think that
continue.
I feel as the whole thing about jet fuel melting steel is just.
I think that's a fucking incredible source argument as well. It's not even.
I don't think it is.
No, it's about. I think the steel. Well, I think that's the worst one of them all. But it's not only that it's not huge flying into the mountain, by the way, which kind of affects it a wee bit. And then also, it doesn't matter if it doesn't melt steel beams; it weakens it so much.
What explains? What do you guys think about Building 7? You know, the one that just kind of fell. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't. There's no proof on that.
Like, but it just collapsed. like around the same time, it just kind of, that's
a conspiracy theory.
But we watched that happen. We watched the building fall. Like, we watched the building fall. There's not a conspiracy theory. We fucking watched the building fall. That's you can't watch a building collapse and call the building collapsing a conspiracy theory.
I feel like
all the ideas behind the building collapsing conspiracy theory.
Yeah, maybe, but
because they are.
I was going to say the building fucking collapsed. You can't call the building collapsing a conspiracy theory.
His support was probably weakened from the amount of rubble and falling from.
Yeah, it didn't look like a very sturdy ass building.
Yeah, and it's probably weakened by all the shockwave from everything that had fallen.
I'm getting hungry going to Popeyes from Daniel.
Okay, so
anyway, continue.
Do you think? I know you're a big right wing, not really right wing, but more of center authoritarian guy. So, what do you think about LGBTQ?
Oh, I support them. I support I'm actually a big fan of LGBTQ and like trans rights and all that because it's such a marginally low percent of the population.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything wrong. I don't think they've done anything wrong.
Yeah, they're not. They don't really.
I wholeheartedly support them. I agree with them. By the way,
yeah, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with any.
They can have their own life. Daniel Singh mentioned. Oh, he's fucking left. Right. Anyway.
Well,
Israelis is bullshit.
I know we know about your
Israelis are not bullshit. Anyway,
we know a little bit about your political stance, but I want to know who you'll be voting for in the next election.
If I were to vote, are we saying voting next election, like next general election?
Yeah, next general election.
Scottish election.
I want to say both. I'm actually going to say both for American and Great Britain. I would say Great Britain. I will abstain. From voting because
that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Throwing away your vote.
It's my fucking democratic right to not vote for someone.
Okay, what about the Scottish election?
Scottish election? Realistically, the only options are the SNP.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Both votes SNP. Here we go.
If I had to pick someone to vote for in the 2029 election, it would probably be the SNP if I go out to vote. United States is a difficult one, I would say. I mean, Gavin Newsom talks really well. I'll give him that. Gavin Newsom is an amazing talker.
The Democrats obviously should be a vote, Ethan.
I would say that if they were to win, I would say that if Gavin Newsom were to win in 2028, it's the same way that that Kennedy won in 1960. Looks dominate the election scale.
Well, I would say that. I think people are realizing how fucking insane Trump is and how he's the worst presidential candidate. He's one of the worst presidents in history.
Well, why though? Like it's when it comes to the deportation points as well. It's like Obama, Clinton, Bush, they done the same thing. Why is it villainized when Donald Trump does it?
But they didn't deport legal citizens and people born in the US and children born in the US.
What is there? That has just come out of nowhere. That I don't. Hold on. I need to double check that one. Hold on.
The amount of legal citizens deported by Trump or by ICE.
How's this Trump? You two keep talking. Then I want to do some research.
What was the question? I'll just ask
There's been 7A. Wait.
Keep going.
Obviously, okay. Obviously, Kilmar. Yeah. There are quite a few cases here. I mean,
estimated to be right, and in this one, not actual news of poor record keeping by the Trump administration.
Yes, there were several cases of deportation. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That'll give you that one. Did any administration
the economy
prior make the same? I'm actually going to get a counter argument on that later, especially about food prices. Jesus Christ, the Democratic Party's Twitter made some big fuck up. It was actually kind of funny. So historical examples of wrongful deportations. Obama administration in 2011, American Civil Liberties Union. Documented cases of U.S. citizens detained and deported during the Obama admin. Pedro Guzman, which was the Camorra
there will always
US-born man.
There'll always be a few, but nowhere near as much as what's happening right now.
2018 Los Angeles Times reported. Yeah, okay, hold on. In 2018, Los Angeles Times reported that hundreds of U.S. citizens were mistakenly held or deported between 2003 and 2010, spanning both Bush and Obama. George W. Bush administration, Mark Little, born in North Carolina.
So, Ethan, right? Ethan.
What?
Ethan, right? Given that it's Bush and Obama, and it doesn't tell you what year by year it was, you can't use that. Because
2003 and 2010.
It all could have been Obama, or it all could have been Obama, or it all could have been Bush. You don't know.
See if it were like two during the Obama administration and like 200 between the Bush era. I think they would change it between 2003 and 2008.
It doesn't matter what you think. You don't know.
I do know. I read the fucking source.
No, but your source is saying between two presidencies, right? So it could have been all of them were during Bush, and they've made it sound like they were during Bush and Obama. It probably isn't, but you don't know, so you can't use it.
But okay, right.
Right.
Okay. That's semi point.
Another bad thing about Trump, right, is that the economy is in ruin.
Well done.
And Biden's first 2 years, obviously it was going to be worse because he just come out of COVID. And he's always going to be worse because he inherited the shit economy that Trump had created with his fuck up in COVID, which made it worse than it already had to be. And then the only reason Trump's economy was good at the start is because he had inherited Biden's great one.
Okay. As the U.S. economy ruined, absolutely the administrative errors leading to wrongful detention or even deporting. Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Right. These mistakes have occurred.
Are you asking AI?
Yeah, no, it's just ChatGPT sources.
Wait, shut up. What?
Come on.
Okay.
It's the same thing as me actually Googling it, except it's doing it for me.
It's not.
Okay, do you guys want a new question?
Yeah.
Right, this is finance.com on Yahoo, right? The US economy is on the edge of a recession. Mark Zandi said that. He's the number one economist in the US in that.
Alright. Any idea of his political affirmations? It's just that.
A minute.
You need to figure out who's registered this.
It also wouldn't matter. He works for a news source. He works for it on background.
No, but you just need to figure out
he's a centrist. So get fucked.
Oh, actually, technically that would lead him more Republican. Anyway.
Yeah. So get fucked. So yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not arguing. I'm trying to get a sense of the facts here as well. Anyway, Adam, another question.
So, this one completely off of what you just were talking about.
Okay.
Now, do you think Satanism is morally justifiable?
Of course.
I think everybody should be entitled to their own religions.
Yeah, but say it comes under freedom of expression.
Yeah.
Would I personally become a Satanist? No. But
as long as they're not forcing their religion on any grown, mature human,
you can be the Satanic Temple all you want, as long as you're not a cult or doing completely illegal things. That stands for any religion.
Yeah. Okay.
Satanic Temple. There is not one thing there, Adam, that is bad against other people.
No, it doesn't. It's just like it can be sometimes perceived as bad.
You basically believe in compassion and empathy towards all.
I mean, I've
justice for all as well. In that, your body's your own.
I would say that the highlighted word for bad.
In my opinion, Satan doesn't have anything to do with it. They just pick somebody.
Yeah, I'd say the highlighted word there is Satanism to make it sound as if it shouldn't be expressed. I think freedom of expression, you can
also all of their like more demonistic, just stuff in general makes it look more bad in the eyes of maybe like Christians.
Right. What's the next one, Alan?
Do you guys think Farage would be the next Prime Minister?
I think he would have watched.
Do you think he will be, as in he's most likely to?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think he would have watched his seats, but I don't see him actually winning that.
Yeah. I mean, he has
maybe a hung parliament
situation.
He's pretty popular.
He is.
I think it makes a. Remember my point about how I think Reform is just another wing of the Conservative Party. He could join in a coalition with Kemi Badenoch. I mean, that's
okay. Kemi Badenoch is the worst candidate by a mile.
She doesn't make herself seem very relatable when she admits that she grasped on someone cheating in a test. That was
Kemi Badenoch's the worst candidate by a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if the Tories would hypothetically win in 2029, then Reform could maybe join a coalition if they need more seats to override Labour, or if it was the other way about, that is possible. Yeah, I think he's probably the most likely candidate now. Apparently Jack Steele's family voted him, or want to, or something. I don't know. I heard that. So he's already winning some people. So there you go.
Yeah.
No, I just. Next question.
Let me get them up. Just get them. Okay, do you think the Pope has any say in today's society?
Yeah, he controls the biggest religion in the world. Of course,
I would say, to what? Give an example of something that he should generally have a say on, and I will say if I agree or not.
General religion,
gay marriage in a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say he should
be more relaxed. That, in my opinion, led to what happens in the US, where it got legalized in lots of states.
I don't think that. I think the Pope should have a say on things specifically in his realm. I think in the Catholic realm. There you go. That's basically where he stops. Pretty much.
And that's pretty much where he stops now.
Yeah, there you go. That's point proven. Anyway, last question.
Okay, last question. So do you know who Sisyphus is?
Yeah, I just read up on him there.
So, would you be him? Would you do what he does if it ended world hunger?
Well, I think you just have to see it.
Would I carry a boulder for eternity to end world hunger?
Yeah.
I think you just kind of have to see it.
Hold on. I think that. Okay. I think surely.
The morals.
Do you not think we could?
Should.
What's the cost? What's the cost of money to end world hunger?
A lot.
A great deal.
It's like around 5 billion or something like that. That's the UN source. Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't know. But you basically you just do it, and people get food and the resources to make the food.
50 billion annually.
Yes.
You're supplying that into the food market.
But
and then it would be that annually to then get it in 2030.
I don't know. That's just a very gun-pointy question. Do I want to carry a boulder for eternity?
Well, no, I think morally you kind of have to. One person against 8 billion.
But I don't want to carry a fucking boulder. Nobody wants to carry a fucking boulder for eternity.
Nobody wants to do it, but it is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I don't want to carry a fucking boulder for eternity. No.
Fair enough.
That isn't me being selfish. It's more I just don't want to carry a fucking boulder for eternity and live in hell.
Okay.
To save world hunger.
Well,
when there's various people at the top of the world that can do that, I am not going. If anything, me carrying out a boulder is doing them a favor.
Okay, Ethan, what if it's the same thing, but you can stop whenever you want, but you can't go back to doing it?
So, to save world hunger,
conditions, but when you start, you can keep going, and when you stop, you can never do it again.
What are the consequences
in the first hour you quit? In the first hour you quit.
However long you do it, that's how long world hunger has been gone.
Yeah, I mean like
what? So if I
there's no point even starting. There's no point even starting because as soon as you start, and even like in less than an hour,
as soon as you start, the problem just comes back again.
Yeah,
but at the same point, I still don't want to carry a boulder to, in theory, just like save the rich a favor, or save the upper echelons of society a favor. I don't.
You're also saving billions of people.
But why should I have to do it when the absolute elite can do it? Like what they should have to do it rather than
30 billion is a lot of money. I mean, 3 is a lot of money.
It's a considerable amount of money. Yeah, it's quite a fucking lot. I mean, you don't think world governments should kind of come together to put a fund towards that, or should Ethan McNamee have to carry a fucking boulder in Greek hell for eternity for that?
Yeah, but there's also like negative effects on other things in societies. If we had to spend billions of pounds each year to fix it. Because if you spend billions of pounds to fix one issue, then another issue will show up because you simply don't have the money.
Going on to world hunger, right? Like, is the problem that the affected areas just are not accessible to food reserves via supplies? Is that it? Is the supply chains cut or something?
Well,
can they not?
There's also not enough food to go around.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, there's not enough, and the conditions in some places where you can't
you can't grow. There's drought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Famine, drought. So then you just a cycle.
That's horrible. That's horrible. But no, I wouldn't carry a boulder for eternity. So that.
Fair enough.
That's not.
All right.
I probably wouldn't do it if I had to. If I could start and then stop and never do it again, I wouldn't start doing it. If I had to,
Felix, I think if you were to be asked this question, you'd probably initially be hit with a feeling of saving world hunger, but you would also kind of think of the aftermath. What will be happening to you? And you would think maybe I don't want to carry a boulder for eternity for this. For a problem that
I think morally you kind of have to.
But
yeah,
from a moral perspective, you would be revered as the greatest being ever. But I just wouldn't. It's nothing selfish about it. I just don't want to carry a boulder for eternity. Anyway, is that all the questions?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the end.
Okay.
The end of the podcast. Sure.
That's us about done.
Well, that was a while.
Thank you guys for being here.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Right. Yeah. Bye, guys.
All right. Thanks, Adam.